Give me some rope, some bombs to string. Give me some graboids and guts I can bring. Bergamo says you can have no fear. We're in perfection and life is good here. I hope you enjoy talking Tremors. We got some friends and we're gonna cause some Tremors. Da-da-da-da. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Talking Tremors. I am your host, Levi Dylan Burzloff. I had to show off. I got a Bergamo hat, so that's why I'm wearing this. But fuck me, I don't care, because I got two really special, important people who, you're not going to fucking believe this, folks. There's two Tremors podcasts. And I've got them right here with me. The host of Podcasting to Perfection, Bread Breakfast, and Hannah Backwards. We can use your regular names if you want to, too, I guess.
We slip all the time.
Yeah, we do.
No, I get it.
Mine's not really any different, to be honest.
So, no joke, you actually had me at first, like, reading the description. I was like, who's the bread and the breakfast and the Hannah Back? What in the fuck is, like, actually happening? Thought you might have been different people. So, hey, guys, introduce yourselves.
It started, we were like, I think we should use pseudonyms. We started our first podcast. And then, that doesn't really work out after a while. It gets tenuous. It gets really, and it's difficult to hold on to those pseudonyms, especially when I work as an entertainer under my regular name. I just have other friends in entertainment, and they don't know about the pseudonym. They don't give a shit.
I was listening to your 2-part episode with Chaz Stevens, and the concept of, because he calls himself Thunderwolf, but then his name Chaz isn't his real name either. And like,
right.
Who are these people when you really get into it? And actually, Brett, from being trans, like the whole dead naming thing, where it's like, what's an actual name when all of that happens? That's why I like to use my full all 4 letters of my name, just to be really Spanish about it. So I get it.
Yeah, and when I came out, I didn't change my name. I don't have a dead name, so I don't have that.
Me neither. No. I love the name Levi. So I'm a lady named Levi. That's always my fuck it.
Yeah, absolutely. And people will say Brett is a masculine name, and I say, fuck you. Brett Butler from Grace Under Fire would disagree.
Is it? I actually had a friend of mine in high school, Brett Taylor. She was a girl, and we were in choir class together, so.
It used to be more common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many different names like that. Actually, my landlord, his name is Peyton, but Peyton's also a girl's name too, so I always get caught up in that. There can be anything. So we're talking about Brett. This is my bad part. We're introducing people, tell us about yourself. We got. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna use your regular names. I hope you don't mind.
That's fine.
Brett Jeffries and Hannah Jeffries. You know what, Brett? I don't want you to say it first. I want Hannah to describe herself first, because Hannah's always in the background, so I want to pull her to the front a little bit.
Well, I'm not really sure how to describe myself, to be very honest. People that meet me, you'll hear 3 things about me. I love Batman. I am weed, and I don't know. So that's kind of who I am as a person. I do go by they, them, though. Preferably. So, I'm just a thing over here, I guess.
We all are. I get it. We're all just things.
I just, I live, I breathe, I go to the bathroom like everybody else, so.
It's kind of what I love about when you actually try to open up the concept of transgenderism, that it's just maybe we shouldn't be pigeonholing everybody in the first place, just straight up male and female. We're all just things. We're all just people. There's no...
Yeah, we all eat, we breathe, and we share things.
I've actually come to force myself more to actually use the they, them for everybody in general.
Yes.
Like, just out of the...
become a lot easier.
Yes, yeah, just out of the gate, it's so much easier than having the he or she. It's just like them, theirs, that's their, them over there. Like, it's so much easier. I recommend it.
Yeah, and gender is such a stupid concept to me, and it always has been, and I've never fully understood it, because if we all... The only thing gendered about us that people could see is what we wear. I mean, otherwise, people meet me every day and they'll get confused. They'll go, ma'am, sir, ma'am, and it's like just how about Brett? Call me Brett. And if we all wore just colorless jumpsuits, then there would be no gender and it would not be an issue. So that's my pitch. We should all just wear
Brett for president.
Yeah, gray jumpsuit platform.
Are they
That's what we're doing.
Are they going to be tight jumpsuits or loose jumpsuits? Because I feel like tight jumpsuits might actually make that not work as well.
Oh, they got to be super loose.
There we go.
To get caught in machinery every single day.
Yeah.
Potato sacks, basically.
It's an absolutely dangerous world, but hey, we all know that there's no gender, so that's a win. Oh shit! So okay, then we got Hannah out of the.
We're having technical issues on our end.
We're having technical issues on your end. You can
We
fix
don't
it.
have any sound currently.
No! It's okay, guys.
There we go.
I'll wait for you.
Okay. I think we fixed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're having some sound issues. My sound drivers keep cutting out, and I'm not really sure why.
No worries. As long as you let me know, I'm a good vamper. As I said, I'm a good improviser, so I'll make sure we slow down.
Yeah, it just I'm looking at it. Everything looks fine, but it keeps cutting out.
Well, just let me know when you cut out. And like I said, I'll be happy to take the wheel and keep driving.
Okay. Is this working? Can you hear me?
Ooh, you actually sound better now. Oh, you did something. You sound better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I changed the mic driver. I think something is crashing my output drivers because we're using our podcast board. I've never had this happen, so I think it might be in Discord.
Fucking
we'll
Discord.
We'll just keep moving forward, see how it works.
All right, like I said, let me know, and I will vamp. Do a little bit of. I hope there's some music fans that know what vamping is. I actually reference it a lot. And I'm always wondering if people get it. So, okay, cool. So, Hannah, now Brett, explain yourself. That's such a weird way to phrase it. Explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, if we want to start with Tremors, my parents always had cable growing up, and it was on Sci-Fi constantly. So I saw the first two movies many times as a kid, and I just kind of became obsessed with it. Then a few years ago, I started doing stand-up, and after I, got kind of comfortable with that, as comfortable as you can be, I went on to start a podcast. And one day we decided randomly we should do a podcast about Tremors because I loved it so much. Hannah had never seen the 6 sequels.
I hadn't seen all of them. I didn't know that they kept going, but I was definitely well aware of at least the first 3 because I've loved it for as long as I can honestly remember.
Oh, cool.
It's something that it was kind of a guilty pleasure. We always, if there was nothing else to watch, we all owned copies of Tremors. We would just end up watching Tremors over and over and over.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just introduced them to the entire series. We watched them all in a few days.
Yeah, we bought the box set and then just went and plowed through them all.
And then this show just kind of happened after that. We love podcasting. I love comedy. It's been my passion for several years now, and it just seemed like a good fit. And then I saw how the fan groups were. Holy shit.
I got questions.
They're a lot more massive than I thought.
Man. We'll we'll get to them later. I have thoughts that I know Brett's probably. I need to.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I have them as well.
But like, I mean, honestly, my first question. Okay, my first question was how do you make them titties fart? But we'll come back to that one later. Like, so what? Like the actual why of like starting the podcast is just straight up loving it. Like there was no. I always wonder what was that breaking point from like I love Tremors so much to I'm making a podcast about it.
I think the germ of the idea, if you're familiar with that terminology, the seed of the idea was Kumail Nanjiani's X-Files files.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's what did it for me.
Oh, okay.
That showed me that we could make a rewatch podcast. It's so funny. I've listened to every episode and watched the series with it. So it gave me at least an inkling that it might work. And then on our network, where my favorite podcast, Opinions Like A-Holes, is hosted, they have an Office, The Office podcast, People Persons Paper podcast, I think. Yeah, and it's phenomenal. So it just seemed like a good fit.
And it would be a fun thing to do. It wouldn't necessarily be something that it would turn into a chore for us because we are very busy. It's something that we would actually look forward to getting to do and talk about the internet, really.
Nice. So, like, oh my God, that's okay. Fuck yeah. I know the X-Files podcast. If you don't know, for people watching, it's Kumail Nanjiani literally going through every single episode of the X-Files and watching them all and reviewing.
It is quite a journey.
Yeah. It's fucking Kumail Nanjiani! Yeah.
I love everything he's ever done.
I know, I love Kumail so much.
I miss Kumail. Sorry, I gotta slip the Harmontown references in. Don't mind me.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I really enjoyed him in those episodes. Like, they were just great.
Oh, that's why I always laughed at how that literally became a meme in and of itself on the Harmontown subreddit, the I miss Kumail thing, because it's like, I mean, it's true. Like, we do.
Johnny!
Yeah, that's Harmontown was in Meltdown, right? Was in the back room of Meltdown Comics.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because Kumail was the curator of their, I want to say, comedy show.
Yeah. Well, it was Kumail and then Emily V. Gordon.
Yes.
Is the two big starters of Harmontown. Actually, Emily's the bigger one. Like legit, like put the fire up Dan's ass to do it. So
somebody has to on everything he does.
It's comedy.
Hey, I gotta ask, how do you feel about the announcement of the I guess further season?
Dude,
or is it movie?
That's why I had to open with like singing that song, but making it Talking Tremors style. Like I thought it was appropriate for everything. I'm excited. What are you talking about? I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. I know that they've announced a bunch of people aren't going to be in it, but they are people who are written out.
Fuck Chevy.
I think that Dan wrote that show as a nod to sitcoms that we all grew up with and loved.
Yeah.
And he references that constantly. There's an episode called Bottle Episode.
Yeah. The concept of a bottle episode, actually, Caitlin and I listening to the commentaries of Community if you want to figure out how to like really make a TV show and the nitty gritty and everything that ends up happening to it, the Community commentaries are great. Because learning the term bottle episode, we're always trying to catch it every time they happen. Like there's one. Once you know it, you see that shit everywhere. Actually, and I do, on that note, because there's Stargate. We've been watching a whole bunch of Stargate lately, and the Stargate SG-1 has clip shows that I'm always, every time Caitlin and I watch them, we're always like, so was Dan a really huge fan of Stargate? Because like they do a good clip show where it's actually a part of the story. Like they don't just like, oh hey, remember when that happened? Remember that when that happened? Like SG-1's clip shows are like, god damn, like these These are legit. Oh, I see where you got this, Harmon. Okay, I get it.
He's never talked about it, so I'd love to ask him.
Yeah, really.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to know.
The only Stargate reference that's in Community is when Abed is arguing with Paul F. Tompkins about Farscape, and then he like walks away and he's like, Stargate was better. So that's always like I assume someone in the room has to like Stargate more than Farscape, even though I love Farscape too. So don't let me be hating. Yeah, so we were talking about Community. Oh my God, Jesus! And just so you
tangents.
No. Just so you two know, tangents are loved on this show. That's the talking part of the talking Tremors. You know, there's 50-50. So on that, I got it's my first question. So how do you make them titties fart? I got to reference your other podcast. I always want to let people know.
God.
Show me
Okay.
tits fart.
Yeah. So have you seen? It originated on the internet. It was a Facebook Messenger log. It's a pretty typical like. It starts out like hi, just a dude trying to holler at this woman. She's ignoring him, and then he says, "Show me how them tits fart." And there's nothing for an entire year. And then she comes back and she's like, I have thought about this every single day since you sent it. And he's like, I don't know what it means, but it got you to think about me. And the phrase is one of those phrases like in The Informant that if you think about it too hard, you might have an aneurysm and just die. And so I couldn't stop saying it after I read it, and it just kind of, I don't know, it became part of the lore of season 1 of How Do You Do.
Yeah, it just was a part of. We just kind of would say it, and we went with it.
Yeah,
it sticks. It sticks. That's why I wanted to, as a real start. Like it's a sticker, man. Like.
Yeah, show me how them tits fart.
Yeah. So, if you want to know more, go listen to How Do You Do. It's
Please,
good.
anchor.fm/howdoyoudo.
And I really do.
Great show.
I do want to let you guys know too. Like I think I've made about 9 episodes through so far or whatever, and really just like that is just a great podcast in general.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Dan and Friends, all the Harmontown's always the podcast that I think of in terms of like trying to define things, and it's like you guys, you totally nailed it, and I love it. Like I listened to that Chaz episode, that 2-part, 4 hours, and I just had to like.
Yes.
Fuck, I was weed whacking or whatever. That's usually when I listen to podcasts. I'm a contractor. I'm a yard worker, and I do work on the farm. So I usually got time for podcast listening, and that was just. I would have listened to part 3. I would have listened to another 2 hours of that one. So keep it going.
Well, it was kind of a nightmare at the time, but we actually recorded the first half of that episode and lost it.
Oh no! That explains that. Oh shit! Oh, you were making weird references in the second half. Because in the first half, you were saying that, like, we're going to come back and record it. But then when you did your second half, I was like, you kept referencing how it was like a week later. I was like, okay, but like, you just said you were going to do this in 5 minutes later. Well, like, what actually happened there? So that's, you got me.
Oh, shit. Yeah, well, so it was like 1 in the morning when we finished the first half, and so we're all barely awake, and then my computer just fucking froze and dumped everything.
We all cried, and then we're like, we're gonna have to do this another night.
Yeah, and so we got him back a week later, and he is absolutely a trooper. We love Chaz.
Wonderful person, genuine person, but like, and that's what we kind of wanted for the podcast. We just wanted to have conversations. Yes, we do talk about what they do for a living, which is always a very interesting question, and actually getting to know the details and the nitty gritty of whatever industry that they're in, but also getting to know them some.
Very informative.
That's the first thing you ask when you meet somebody.
What do you do?
What do you do? What's your
Yeah.
job?
And so that's why aren't there shows about that? It was something that nobody had ever done, and I think if anybody else did it, it would be like, LinkedIn or Indeed, and it would be sterile and horrible.
Yes.
You allow it's how do you do, which is about their jobs, but then you're doing the same thing here where you allow the conversation to evolve and grow into its own kind of things. Like I've got these list of questions and shit or whatever, but it's more about
Sure.
the way it happens on the way there. Like it's not point A and point Z, it's every letter in between.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
We
with
want
you.
it to be natural.
So on that note, how is filmmaking like sex work? Sorry. As I was
man.
listening to each episode, I was writing down questions, and the first episode I listened to was your first episode with the sex worker. And for some reason, how is filmmaking like sex work came up. You can insert how is comedy like sex work too. I mean, actually, let me actually do. Hold on. Let me rejigger that because that's the whole point here. How is making art like sex work? Because I'm trying to relate it to you. I know that you're a stand-up comedian, Brett. So like, how is, and even the podcasting, you add you too, Hannah. Like, how is making art like sex work?
You have to tailor it to your audience.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clients is different.
yeah.
There's certain ones that don't want certain things, so you do have to accommodate.
I mean, when we
Get
interviewed
paid.
when we interviewed the sex worker, we learned so much about what they actually do.
God, that was fascinating. That was fascinating. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Just fascinating.
Oh, well, they spend half of their week just on a webcam making dinner with like old men.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just companionship.
Yep.
It's because they don't want to be lonely.
And then the other half is, kind of what you think it is. But when I go out to do, when I have a gig that I have to do, I write that set for that room. I will absolutely not do material about being trans at the Hillbilly Bar. I don't want to get murdered. And that's the very basic way of looking at it. But beyond that, I know I can't do political jokes in some rooms. I know that I can't do religion in some rooms, because if I do that, I won't have their attention at all. And that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
People think being heckled or being hated is the worst thing. The worst thing is being ignored.
Right. When you lose your audience midway and it's like all of the energy is gone because they've now lost interest in what you have to say.
I know you're talking about stand-up, but that does sound like sex work. Like, that's really, like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. With comedy, at least, if I'm ignored, I still get paid. But with sex work, you might not.
If you don't finish, if you don't have actually attention, if you don't get the attention right,
Yeah. Or they're not going to see you again.
nope, they're not coming back for more. Wow. So that was halfway a joke question, but that actually works really,
We answered it.
Yeah, I had
Really?
some time to think about it.
really well. And you know what? There's one that I really, because again, listening to How Do You Do, everyone needs to go listen to that podcast right now. Go do it. So that way you can get this next joke. Hey, Phil Riker. How you doing, buddy? How's it going out there? Hey, fuckhead. Tell me more about Phil Riker.
Okay. I'll tell you what I know about Phil. That every time I bring up Phil to somebody else who knows him, the response is a sigh that is not unlike letting all the air out of a tractor tire. It's like, shit, where do I start?
Oh, man.
This guy, I worked with him for a period of time
Ooh.
at a call center. The dude showed up to his interview in jeans, and then on the spot asked me for a reference. And I was like, no. He lived next door to the call center and was an hour late every single day. It's like, I'm not putting my name on this person. And that was the start. From there, he just got kind of toxic to friends. Like he was apparently kind of lonely at one point, and I had several friends come to me like, this dude will not stop messaging me. So I'm like, okay. And eventually I just told him, knock it off. His response was to try to out me. The look on your face. Yeah, so I just cut him off completely. Well, he, at some point, messaged Hannah, and I don't know what he was trying to do. He just sent her the little wave emoji on Facebook. Yeah. Sent them. And it was fucking weird, and Hannah responded, like, leave me alone, you fucking weirdo. So he just kept upping the ante. Starts making posts about us. Yeah. Well, every time we mentioned him on the show, because we have the shout out on every episode, he would make a post about it, and then I would get more listeners.
Yeah, so he would post the link to the podcast. And he'd be like, they're talking, this is all blah. So he was actually sending people to listen to the episode. People would be like, oh yeah, I heard that episode. He showed me that. I was like, so you're only just sharing us and promoting us more? Okay. So then it was like, well, Phil Riker, you're awful. And
I
free
told
advertising.
him I was going to do this. Yes.
Fuck it.
I told him, I'm going to keep talking about you. You're going to keep posting links, and we're going to keep getting listeners from it. And he didn't stop. Like, dude, you are making me money right now.
Yes. It just did.
I have to fully admit that's definitely the reason I decided to bring him up. Just as a like.
Oh,
I know if he ends up listening to any of your other podcasts, you'll probably reference this and then even say, oh, we were on the Talking Tremors podcast. And then he'll go and look up this episode and then do exactly that.
Yes.
I kind of feel like he probably has a fake Facebook account that he uses to watch mine. So he'll see the link to this and he'll click it. He'll listen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'll make sure, I'll even mention that we talked about him. And he'll direct, and the problem with him is that, like I said, everyone we both know, not a big fan of him. So they just come to me whenever he does that, and they're like, so I actually got a link to your podcast off of his angry post. It's really good. I'm going to start listening now. I'm like, oh, dope.
Winner, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
It just kept getting weirder and more ridiculous. He messaged me from a fake account that just rhymed with his name.
Yeah, and then I think I got someone who said was his girlfriend, but I have a feeling it was just him.
Oh, that's kind of...
Yeah, like it wouldn't stop.
This is just getting sadder and sadder.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started that as like a joke to poke fun at him, but now I'm just like, it's that comedy thing where you don't want to punch down. Now I do feel like I'm punching down a little bit.
Well,
I'm sorry.
If you didn't know all the backstory, it would sure seem like it, but the dude will not leave me alone.
If he's being like that, you kind of gotta fuck yourself.
And trying to out me, it's probably the wrong thing to do.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't fuck with you.
I'm not the person I would do that.
I mean, yeah.
No, I wouldn't fuck with you,
That's
Brett.
That's not a good idea.
I've read enough of your Facebook to know that's it's about like fucking with me when it comes to that. You just be like, are you sure that you want to do this? Because I'm better at it than you are. So
yes,
let's go.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. I will give you every chance to back away from this right now.
So, what's the difference between... How did I write this? Okay, what's the difference between a super fan and a stalker? Bringing it into that Phil thing, what's the... is there a divide, or are those two separate things? I like to think of myself as a super fan, but I can also, go into the stalker territory because I did research, you guys. Like, I did go through your profiles and everything and be weird. I do it for everybody, admittedly, but that's still like, what's the difference between a super fan, and a stalker?
Well, a stalker wouldn't be welcomed.
Yeah, so I guess
Oh.
it would just be what they decided to do. Like, if they started, like, sending us weird stuff, like, trying to get in contact with us in odd ways, like, not taking...
Uh-oh, did I lose you?
Yep, I got you.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
No, yeah. Hannah just, like, not taking... And I lost her, so where was the...
I was gonna say, well, I mean, just not taking it too far. As soon as it gets toxic, obviously, then that would be a stalker.
Okay. I thought there was more to that
Yeah,
question, but not really.
Well, I've had a couple of stalkers in my lifetime, and that shit gets weird, and you tell them no, and they don't go away. A super fan, I feel like, probably wouldn't take it that far. But if they were told no, if they were told, please leave me alone, I need my space, they would give that, because they're an appreciation of the art. They're not necessarily just worshiping that person.
You recognize the humanity. So the super fan knows that you're a human being and gives you that space. The stalker does not.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to admit, I was asking that for my own personal, like, trying to figure it out self. So,
Like, gauge where you were in between
yeah,
that.
because that.
Well, remember
Go ahead.
Remember a few years ago when the Twilight movies came out and Robert Pattinson had to tell people, like, stop cutting yourself and throwing your blood at me? That shouldn't have to be said.
What?
That's one of the... Yeah, that was
What?
a thing.
What? Okay.
Yeah, because he was a vampire, you know? They wanted to also
Nope.
be...
Nope.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I don't like that, but I'm also a person who says that's a bad idea. Apparently, there are people who don't have that,
That's a bad
stopping
idea.
them.
okay. Cool. All right. So nice. I'm gonna keep that in my heart pocket then. Note to self.
Don't send me your hair.
And on that note, so how do you deal with crazy assholes?
Oh, man.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I don't do it in the correct way.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's wrong.
Well, I have a tendency to get mean. It's something I've worked on. Yeah, you're guilty of it. I think a lot of us are. I will make fun of somebody if they think that they're making fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna prove I'm better at this. I mean, I get paid to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why people start fights, start arguments with comics, but it happens. I see it every day. My friends are very good at it. A lot of them are better than me at it. But what I do have is the ability to be very, very, very mean, just at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
Stab a fucker.
I've had it since I was a kid. It's just how you respond to
Quick-witted.
bullies. Yeah, quick wit.
Mm.
But, when you cut someone down, you do it in a way that they don't get back up.
No, if they're attacking you like that, you're just like, no, stay down. Stay the fuck down.
Yeah.
Leave me out
Yeah.
of it.
This is for your own good.
I was gonna say, you've seen me doing that already. I'm dealing with that with our school
I
board
have,
at our
yeah.
school right now, where it's just like, if you're gonna fucking do this, you better come at me with a rocket launcher, because I will come at you with a tank and not only blow you up, but fucking run your ass over back and forth. So
Yeah, I saw that guy, and
say what? No,
I looked
say
at
what you
his
want.
profile and I went, shit, this guy is in over his head.
Yeah.
But But he looked like every bully I ever had in high school.
What are you talking about when you don't pose with, like, dead animals? Like, no, those are the smartest people in the world. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've never done that.
Look, I killed this poor defenseless
that's
creature.
Not me.
Fucking, good. Okay. God, nice. We're rolling. Nice. Yeah. All right. Oh, God, I have so many questions. Just so you can see personally, you do have a whole page here.
Oh, that's what our notebooks look like. I get it.
Fuck yeah, man.
Honored.
Like, no. Please do feel honored, because this is me being your super fan and trying to go through that. On that, what we're talking about here, do you think that we can be genuine on social media? Like, when we're attacking people or when we're being positive, do you think that there is still an ability to do that? I know I try to strive for it, but it's always like, can we do, is that even able to be done anymore?
I think so, to be very honest. I think now whether or not people are going to take whatever you're doing as being genuine, that's a whole other thing. But I think it can be done.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm at my most genuine on social media. I'm not good at talking to people in person.
Yeah.
I don't like to do it. And when I'm typing it, at least then I can backspace all of it if I want to rephrase it before I send it.
Yeah, words aren't a strong suit for me, so I like having the ability to delete and reword and restructure if I have to.
The edit button is a godsend sometimes. Just
yes.
Yes.
Why doesn't Twitter have it?
Oh, man, I know, right? That's always my one. I would use Twitter more if it had an edit button, but I'm always like, I just can't. I'm not great with it, so it's like, God damn it. Like, why, Twitter? Why do you do this to me?
Yeah. Fuck you, Jack. Jack Twitter.
Jack
Twitter.
Come on, Elon. Buy Twitter already, you fucking racist. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's not so much has film and television fandom become a form of what we were talking about, the sex work fuckery? Like, actually, I wrote fuckery because I like that more in terms of, like, there are people out there being genuine. I actually am lots of good friends with podcasters and reviewers that have a genuine sense of self. But then actually the other reason I don't use Twitter is because there's just some fans are just looking to get dicked sometimes. And not God, how am
I get that. I mean, I kind of get that phrasing. I feel like they go too far. Like, if it's their whole personality, that's also the line. If it's really, I don't know.
Those Chris Brown stan accounts scare the shit out of me.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing. If you go on Twitter and say something bad about Chris Brown, you will have like 6 accounts that say Chris Brown fan page to come and tell you that you're stupid and you have a bad face. It's just something that's there.
I'll have to get on Twitter and try that. That sounds fun.
But beyond that, yeah, I think that the fuckery is absolutely there if we look at things like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The fans took one look at that and said no, and they had to remake the movie. You know what I mean? They had to change the design because people didn't like it. And that is the power of an audience, which in that case it was used for good. It can be used for evil and is on a much larger scale. If you go look at any of the Star Wars movies that acknowledge a woman,
yeah,
on like Rotten Tomatoes.
I see it a lot now with Rings of Power and She-Hulk. That's kind of where my question was coming from.
Yes.
Just like, that's what I mean, where it's just like, that's what I couldn't, like, the fuckery is just my best way of putting it, where it's just like, what in the fuck is happening? let that be the question. What in the fuck is happening with that shit anymore? Like, I get it, but I don't.
Well, you hope that the creators have a thick enough skin to deal with it first, and then you hope that they can recognize that those people who are talking shit about the property are not the money. That's not where the money comes from.
Yeah.
It's coming from fans, and it's there. She-Hulk is hugely popular, but if you went by reviews, you would think it was terrible, because there's this very vocal minority of idiots.
Yes. Yeah, and that's almost every fandom, to be honest, not just film and.
Well, that's everything. That
Yeah.
if you
I have an example. Keep going.
I can't. Trans people, us. If you really were to just go on the internet and look up how do people feel about trans folks, you would not come away from it feeling great about yourself. But if you actually step away and go, well, I actually have this great support system. I've got this loving community. Those are just some people who manage to talk over everyone else. Or manage to be so vile and to spew such hatred that's what got your attention over the 100 people who are telling you they love you.
The vocal minority. It's a real problem with things. Like, not just film and television. It's, real life coming into that, too.
It's the same people.
It is.
Yes.
Totally off topic. Did you see that thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene just said that that Democrats are killing Republicans and we have to fight back? Like, she legitimately said Democrats are killing Republicans and we have to fight back. And I was just like,
no, you'll have to send it to me.
No,
I do talk about her in my sets a lot.
I don't mean to bring it down either, but it's just that holy shitfall bucking what in the just. I do want you to die now. Like, before, I was more like, just leave me alone. Now I do want you to die, lady. Like, leave me.
Yeah, no, people are feeling so bold now. They can't say anything, and that there is no consequence to what they say.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't put any thought behind what she said.
That, too.
If you remember a few months ago when she blamed trans women for the tampon shortage.
No, I didn't know that. Sorry. That's really terrible. I laugh at the worst things. Please forgive me.
Trans women. Oh, no, it's very stupid.
That's worse than Jewish space lasers. Holy shit. Wow.
It really, yeah.
On a terrible... I wish I could be overusing all of your tampons, but no, I'm sorry. That's just not how it works, lady. Sorry. Holy shit.
No.
Yes, just that sentence itself, if you think about it for a millisecond, you're like, wait, what?
So, and you kind of halfway answered this question. Do you really... Is the Venn diagram of the people who hate She-Hulk and Star Wars and Rings of Power for having a lady, and then everyone on that terrible conservative side is just a circle? Is that... I mean,
it's a circle.
Is that really what we're seeing? Yeah.
I think it's fringe groups of people who maybe didn't get hugged enough as children, or sociopaths. There could be any one group to blame, but I'd rather just try to get other people to understand that they're not important.
Yes.
There's another way.
Them off.
There's always another way, rather than that hate. Which leads me to now we're going to start. We'll go back and forth on stuff, but now we'll bring it into the Tremors a little bit.
Sure.
And this is actually kind of like a 2-part idea, because in one of your episodes with a Finnish contractor, not a Dutch contractor, but he was a Finnish contractor. I love that joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
And you started talking about when zombies were a big thing, and everybody had their zombie survival, their bug out bags, and they were like, it was basically just a mask for, oh, I'm going to be able to kill the people that I want to kill. I have seen this more and more, being my super fan self of Tremors, that the Gummers, I can't ever think of a good name for them, and I don't want to disparage Bert and Heather Gummer because I don't think they represent this ideal. But there's the Gummers that they want graboids to be real, so they can somehow start killing people, or somehow have the justification for having all these guns and everything like that. And even though they're not saying that they want to kill people, it's not like zombies in that sense. It starts to feel like it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think they kind of wanted, maybe more Heather than Bert, wanted a justification as to why they live where they do. Why, because she also had a great gun collection, so she was obviously doing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she just wasn't into it as he was, and wasn't as paranoid as he was.
Obviously he wasn't. That's the whole point, and
Yeah.
the divorce happened.
In the movie.
Yeah.
So with zombies, a lot of it for me was that Romero originally said, this is a metaphor for race politics. That was always his line from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of morphed into something different. It morphed into just fun. And that's fine, except there are all these people who've just been itching for a reason to kill, and that could be people or something. In the case of Tremors, it is...
Did I lose you?
Did you... am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I here?
Yeah. In the case of Tremors, that's what you were at. In the case of Tremors, that is...
Oh, well, it's the thing. They want to kill... they want to kill something. And I see it in the fan group, the one that I guess I participate in most. There are people who just love the movies. And some of them have a very basic grasp of the movies, and that's fine. And some of them are way too into it, and that's fine too. But then there are those few who are like, I like it for the guns. And that, it makes me feel a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Are they... Maybe they do want this to happen. Maybe they do want Tremors to be real.
Right.
So they can have something to shoot at.
That's what I was... Yeah. And on that next note, how do we stop this? How do we actually fight back against this idea? Because I imagine as you're going through and watching them all, it starts to become clear, especially when you watch the TV show, that this Burt Gummer ideal that they hold up with all their guns and paranoia really starts to fade away a little bit, and it's not he's wrong. That's where it's he kind of got lucky that one time, and now that's his life's definition. How do we fight back against this element of things? Not just in the Tremors fandom, but in general.
Oh God, that's a question that...
It's okay if you don't have an answer.
People until the end of time.
Yeah, that's... How do we? How do we do it realistically? I'm sure there's ways that we can all think about how we do it, but we need to think realistically. How would we do that?
I mean, I am a firearms dealer. So, if... When it comes down to it, when the person who makes their money selling guns says, hey, maybe we should stop buying so many guns, I would think that rational folks would listen, but they don't.
That's
Instead
the
of
problem.
hearing, buy more guns.
Rational people would listen. That's where these people are irrational. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's kind of where
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say, yeah, big eek.
Big eek. That's kind of where I get a little bit upset with the way that Burt Gummer died, because I feel like it was a cop-out in terms of, like, you know, that character began to be troublesome in, like, trying to write it, and it's just like, oh, instead of addressing the problem that we created as Universal and, like, what we were doing, like, and that's where, like, 5, 6, and 7 really start to, like, up his, like, gun nuttiness, where it's just like, you guys kind of, like, created this problem a little bit. You should be the ones to... I try to figure out, like, I think the better thing would have been a good TV show worth of storyline where we just dismantle Burt Gummer. Just really, just, like, he's awesome and he's great, and I get why he's a hero, but, like, he's also pretty wrong. That's why I love the TV show. It's why it's one of my favorite aspects of Tremors, is that it's it really begins to show that, like, that life that he's living is not viable long term. Like, it's not, you can't just shoot and be paranoid and want guns all the time. You have to people. That's my, like, that's what I love about Tremors, is that it teaches you that people are the greatest weapon of all. Your friends are your greatest weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the underlying theme of the first movie. And then it kind of, I saw a thread about it. I think you posted it. And all these movies didn't need sequels. And I saw one that really got my attention in the same vein, and it was Starship Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
The first Starship Troopers is about, like, foreign policy.
Oh, yeah.
It has all these huge, deep themes. Paul Verhoeven went into it with a mission. The second movie is Kill Bug's Dead.
Kill Bug's dead. I know I'm vamping in the background, waiting for Brett and Hannah to return.
God, I hate this. Yeah. Okay, am I back?
You are. No, that's where I can tell when it happens, and I've just been First Starship Troopers was fascism allegory. Second Starship Troopers is Kill Bug dead. Then
that's what happened with Tremors to some degree. As much as we love those movies, I gotta say, I'm not a huge Jamie Kennedy fan.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm saying anything controversial here.
I mean, at least not that statement.
At least they made his character unlikable.
Yes. But they probably knew, because Jamie Kennedy was going to play it, so why would they try to make a likable character as Jamie Kennedy?
I've always thought that that's just, like, Jamie Kennedy coming through. Like, they probably tried to make him likable, but it's just Jamie Kennedy's just doing Jamie Kennedy stuff, so it was they were fucked.
Yep.
But that... go ahead, sorry.
Well, how do you think the ending was a cop-out? I think the ending was purposely... ambiguous.
So, actually, because I heard you say in your second episode that your two favorite Tremors movies are Tremors 2 and Tremors 7. So I know I know how you feel about this. And on the whole, I actually like the first, 65 minutes of Tremors 7. I love. It's a great Saturday morning schlock affair. But I really do think, I know Michael fought for a level of ambiguity that they didn't actually put into the movie. Like, and that's where I get, and I have been pissed for, like, the last 2 years, like, reading the interviews from Michael Gross and kind of not realizing, just straight up seeing what he said and being like, yeah, I wanted there to be ambiguity. And then you watch that final movie and there's none. I can't. And there totally would be if there wasn't that fucking montage at the end. But that montage of, like, hey, look at Michael Gross through all of these movies. I have to check to make sure he's not dead every time. Like, I'm Michael Gross himself. And this is this is a sentiment that I've seen other people also share.
Like
It's like
in memoriam.
like it feels exactly like an in memoriam, and it's just like that's not ambiguous to me at all. And it's and Michael hasn't actually given any. He gave a bunch of interviews before Tremors 7 came out, and he has given none since then. And I really feel like it's because he tried to work the ambiguity line with Universal, and they just like, nah, gotcha. Because I've been I'm a huge researcher, as you're probably finding out.
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay him anymore, is why they did it.
Oh.
So like Jamie Kennedy has just come out with the reason that he wasn't in Tremors 7 was because they literally wanted to pay him less money than he made on Tremors 5. Like they'd given him like a regular amount of money and bonuses on 5, and then on 6 they upped his salary, upped his bonuses, and then they went to 7 and they're like, "Oh no, we're actually going to pay you less than what you made on the 5th movie." Even though you have a through line and you're coming in here and what you're doing. And this is where I always get really like my personal feelings are so weird because like I hate Jamie Kennedy, but I'm like, if he was in that last movie, it would have made a lot more fucking sense. It would have worked a lot better. Like that death scene works a lot better. And I even say too, I wish that they had just done the Marvel recast thing of just like, oh yeah, John Hader's here, and yeah, that's Travis.
Yeah.
Because he's basically the same dude. That's
valid.
No, and this is one of the things that Michael himself said was that him and Jamie had actually been writing in the background with their characters, had been writing it as a trilogy. And they had planned for Jamie to be in that last one for what we end up would find out that it's a torch passing thing. I don't think they were thinking about it like so much a die thing, but it was a torch passing. That's the whole point. That's one of the reasons I love Tremors 6, and I'm always like, you could have ended it there, where it's like there's a legitimate, hey, I'm getting too old for this shit, and then the one scene in all of the Tremors with Jamie Kennedy that I love is when he puts on the gear and he starts like talking, hey, we in the TMZ, we're FOB, HRZ, and he's trying to be Bert, and obviously he can't, but it's just adorable because it's like, oh, you're trying. So that's
just like his dad.
Just like his dad. And so that's where I have to say, like, no, they screwed over Michael because they didn't want to end up paying him what he was worth. For like, if the whole thing tracks of like Jamie Kennedy and they wanted to pay him less, they didn't want to pay Michael. Imagine how much they had to pay Michael for his last 30 years of service. And like, if the whole idea of like you have to keep paying them more and more for each one because that character becomes more valuable, then it's like, you guys fucking killed him because you didn't want to pay him anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's...
Fuck you.
That is the painful truth of it all.
Like that's... But... Oh, go. Give me your butt. Give me your butt. Oh, I want... Yes. Give me your butt. Oh, Brett's got a butt.
What do you see happening next? Do you see a Tremors 8 happening?
Or maybe another show? Do you think they're going to touch on it at all, really?
I think TV show. That's always my mind. Especially, I think it's looking at the trajectory of everything that happens. I think Disney Plus and Marvel has set a precedent here. And Star Wars has too, in that sense of just like, we can make a TV show and we can expand this and like go a little further on it. So that's... And actually, I do have to say this. Ron Underwood, in 2 interviews in the last year, has already said that Universal is writing more Tremors. So they basically, and this is how I know that it was about them writing Michael out. Michael hasn't heard a fucking thing. Like, he said that on several of on the Tremors Film Festival post, and actually a couple months ago too, in July. where it was just like, no, I haven't heard anything about it. But then I look over here and I'm like, well, then why is Ron Underwood saying that Universal is still writing a Tremors 8 now, and they're working on a Tremors 8? And I'm always just like, what in the fuck are you fucking fuckheads doing? I think that they want to reboot it entirely. Universal does. That's what I think. There's other plans otherwhere. Like, other people got their other plans. I think Universal has their eye on just like nostalgia cropping, and just they want to go back to that Tremors 1 well, because they think that that's the one that everyone's into, and they want to reboot it, remake that. And I'm scared of that. I don't want that at all. That's where I in terms of anything that I can say about it, I'm always on the, hey, why don't we have John Bernthal be Earl's son? And actually, it's great to see that other people are getting on that train too, where it's like, hey, why don't we don't have to reboot this, like because I get messed up. You've had 30 years of continuity. There's no other horror franchise that gets that has actually legitimately had like not fucking up the timeline of it. And it's like, how could you reboot at any point? How could you just say no to the last 30 years and throw it all out? It's insane to me. Like, from a strictly business standpoint either. I'm saying this as a fan, where you just be like, why would you get rid of that? You have Marvel over here doing their entire long storylines worth. You got Star Wars over here doing their entire long storylines worth. Why would you throw out the one monster movie in the world that has 30 years of continuity? Sorry, I'm ranting. Excuse me. I didn't expect to go on a Tremors 7 rant. That's usually something I say for when I'm talking by myself. Forgive me on that. Oh shit, I think I lost Brett and Hannah, but it's cool. I'm gonna keep talking. Did I? I think I did. Don't worry, guys. I did. Oh my god. So that's why I've been talking about Tremors 7 all by my lonesome. I'm sorry, guys. Oh shit. Wait. Nope. All right. So they're totally in the background there. As always, we're gonna take a commercial break, and I'm gonna talk to you as Burt Gummer when Brett and Hannah come back. If you come back and I'm talking, guys, you just yell. So listen, folks. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Burt Gummer's dead. Well, I can tell you this. I don't die. I'm an immortal being traveling across time and space. Yeah, that's right. You can call me Burt Who, Dr. Gummer. Oh my god, I'm vamping so hard here. I really hope they come back. If not, I'm gonna end up. I'll hit pause and call them again. See what we can do. It's okay. I know you're not there, so it's okay, guys. Don't worry. Honestly, for like, just as a, I know because they'll listen back, because I'm not gonna cut. I'm not gonna cut shit of this. Hey! Hello? I heard something. Is there people there? I'm stuck on this island. I was inside of a graboid for far too fucking long, man. I need help. Bro, where's Jamie Kennedy when you need him? I keep stopping to hear if they'll say anything. But yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna call, and I'm gonna hang up, and I'm gonna call back. Let's see if that works. Oh shit. Hello. Still nothing. I cannot hear you. Oh no. Eskimo Joe. That's what I get for. Hey, there's sound. I heard something. No, you guys are good. Don't sigh. So, Tremors fans, what do you think happened to Burt Gummer? Is Burt Gummer dead? Is Burt Gummer alive forever? Will Will we reboot? Is Universal just, sucking the cash cow dry? I keep pausing because I want to hear if they're back there. I know you guys are there. It's cool. Trust me, when you're listening back to this is by far from the worst technical difficulty that I've ever had. Man, when I was doing the episodes where we were watching the TV shows, and I just, apparently people didn't get the idea that we were going to watch the TV shows together, and several of them just didn't have it ready. Ready, set, go. And I don't know if it was my fault or their fault. I think that was just an error in communication. So, that happens. It's all right. Bread breakfast? Hannah backwards? And I love the name Hannah backwards, too. I've been thinking about it, or I'm just like, hold on, Hannah? Hannah backwards? Is she a backwards Hannah person? Son of a monkeys. Ooh, they hung up. So, hold on. Let's see what happens here. I can tell Brett's back there just like, oh my god, I'm panicking. What am I going to do? Our podcast is messing up. Everything's horrible. We're all going to die. We're all going to die. You're fine, man. You're fine. Who cares? Remember the ethos of Tremors? We must do what we can with what we got. Give that another call. Bum 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 bum. So why not tonight? This might be the start of something right. It's a perfect night for. Actually, hold on. If I'm gonna do Burt Gummer doing that, I can't. If Brett, if you can hear me, Facebook message me. That I don't know sign language. Tango Alpha. Oh my god, this is gonna be the most interesting. What in the fuck just happened here? So baby, why not tonight? Discord's being a bitch and it ain't right. I'm gonna try some things. I'm gonna press me some buttons. Hold on. I'm gonna literally say, call me via Discord. I said, why not tonight? This might be the start of something right. 'Cause it's a perfect night for falling in love. This might be the only time I actually take something out of the middle. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see how it works. I've got it set up. Let's see. Hold on. Am I good? Am I good on that? Yeah. We're still good. We're still live on 5. Get my breakfast and time to jive. Who's got the pussy on the platter and perfection? Pussy. Hold on. Wait. Perfection's pussy platter. Perfection's podcasting pussy platter. Podcasting per perfection's pussy platter. Let me tell you, folks. You think you know what survival is? Well, survival is, her mixer just stopped working. It's cool, guys. Just like I said, we're going to vamp. I'll let them know what's happening. Like I said, this might be the only time I ever... Our mixer just stopped working. See, I like leaving this in because it's this is what it takes to make a podcast, folks. It's not all talkity talk, question. It's, oh shit, that didn't work. You just gotta roll with it. They'll get back. You know what? They're here all night long. And if we end up making a 3-hour podcast, I do not care. You will get over it. So trying to think, like, what are some topics I could discuss that are actually happening here and now? Ooh, we're back! Hold on, did that work? Oh, I clicked it. I totally clicked it. Oh, come on. Oh, wait. Oh, we're good. Hold on. Words? Hello? Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me calling? Can you build a snowman? Oh my god, dude! You know, I can't believe Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I know that has nothing to do with Tremors. But, like, I gotta tell you, folks, if Logan can come back from the dead, well, old Burt Gummer can too. How do you like them crab apples? Shamama. I lost it. Hold on. Let me see if I take my speaker out. Take my video off. Take my speaker. Phone. Okay. Now let's hold on. Let me try the speaker, and then the video. See if there's something. We'll know because they'll say something. Like, that's how that works. I am. Oh man, it's gonna be so hard for me to want to cut this because this is just me. I'm so terrified right now. I'm like, oh my god, you know. So I'm glad I got this hat and these glasses and this mustache because I get to pretend. You know what? We'll do a PSA for I think it's called BTO surplus. Hold on, I heard a ding. Let me try again. Call them again. But this is where I got this hat. Was online. Was on an Etsy store called BTO Surplus.
Nothing.
If you want to, hey,
Okay.
hey, I was doing a commercial. Oh wait, I think I lost him. I'll keep doing the commercial. But seriously, it's this guy named Matt, I think, and he lives in Japan, and he has every single one of the Burt Gummer. These are Burt Gummer hats. If it's a fucking Cubs hat, it's not a Burt Gummer hat. That's not how that works. He's almost there. I can hear Brett's almost there. But seriously, go on to Etsy, BTO Surplus. Check them out. Like, these hats are really great. Like, seriously, I'm trying to get a good. Let me turn the light down just a little bit so you can see a little better. But like, that's legit corduroy. Like, fucking, that's some nice shit, dude. Like, really. Like, I highly recommend every fan of Tremors. It's the only place that you can get these hats, too. So, like, hey, I can hear something. Oh, nope. Oh, and he's gone again. But no, seriously. BTO Surplus, I'm going to keep repeating it. I get paid not by them at all. I only get paid through love and generosity. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend. I got the first movie hat. Because I think it's the most fun. It's the most cosplayable because you can actually use this one for Tremors the series too. It's a little closer. Because if you look at it, Tremors 2 and Tremors 3 and then Tremors 5 have totally different. They're each different hats. There's a white one in Tremors 2. There's a white and red one in Tremors 3. And then the white and red one comes back again for Tremors 5, but it's a little bit different. You gotta let Brett know here that I'm doing a commercial for. I'm doing a commercial for my hat. But it's really cool. Like, I do mean this. Like, and that's where I was pointing these out. Like, this dude sent these with. Like, I love that this is like a thank you card. Like, of Bert and Heather. That's adorable. Also, now that I'm looking at it, hold on, where did he get that? Even I haven't seen. That's like a legit behind the scenes photo. Like, look at Michael Gross staring at you there. Like, I see you. I see you. And yeah, Brett's restarting everything. And then, yeah, happy Memorial Day. Remember and honor, which I find funny because, again, this person's from Japan, so I assume they're American. Like they said, Matt, they actually wished me a happy birthday because I bought this on my birthday. Only got here today. My birthday's been 3 months. It's Japan. What are you gonna do, folks? But then I had to laugh too because then he also sent what I think is an advertisement for a speed loader. Like, if you don't know what a speed loader is, that's what you use. You put bullets in there, and then when you want to be able to, put them into your revolver super fast, click, click. That's like a speed loader. So, like, you've got Happy Memorial Day and thank you and buy a speed loader, which I don't think is legal in Japan. I wonder about the legality of that in the end. I got the time. All good. I got the time. And Brett's going to be like listening back to this like, oh my God, why were you just saying the words that were like, you were just texting me? And the reason was, Brett, was that if I talked about something else while I was texting you, I would just end up texting you that. So I had to physically say what the words were aloud. And then on another note, hold on. There's this one, I do got to say this. Oh my God, this was so cool. There's this person on TikTok. She's on TikTok and she's on Etsy that sells stickers, Tremors stickers. I just got these too, and she's got she's a good Tremors fan because she's got just 1 through 4, and her name is Rest in Peace, Rest N Peace, and it's really, like I said, I gotta put these up everywhere because I got one of each. All of them, like, we're like, what am I gonna? Ooh, and even she even sent me a little like extra Burt Gummer one with a Burt Gummer postcard underneath there, and then of course, thank you for support, happy birthday, because again, it was my birthday. I decided to buy all this shit. I'm not great with time, and they come in eventually, but I like Rest in Peace, and she might be on Twitter too. I think she's on Twitter, and so then I think you would have to. Like Etsy. Etsy is where you would buy these from in the end. So there's that. Do that if you want to. I kind of want to like open one up right now and put it somewhere and just pop it down and just do it like that. But so yeah, Rest in Peace stickers. And like I said, these are really great too. Like look at that shrieker. Hold on, let me get it like yeah, there we go. Like, look at that thing. That's legit, bro. And even Dirt Dragons. Mini G's. I always like to call them Mini G's. That's the Tremors 5 name for them. Ass Blasters. And then you can see, too, there's this stick with Jack. There's Desert Jack back there and stuff. Really great stickers. Nobody's fucking paying me to do this. But I do have to, if anybody ends up, Phil Riker, you fucktard, would you go buy some stickers from Rest in Peace? She's got a Patreon too. Oh, I should have just looked at these little things that she actually sent me. Oh, she's on Facebook, Google, Rest in Peace, RNP, Arts and Crafts, if I can get that. There you go, look at that. Take that, turn it around. That's what we're looking for there. Yeah, booyah, that's... I highly, 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 highly recommend that to everybody. Like we're gonna just keep doing commercials for shit because that's where I really don't care, man. I hope the Tremor Saga on TikTok uses some of these. These would be great. Hey, if you bought the Tremors guide, seriously, man. Like I can't say all of my Tremors knowledge because it's not. I would say half of it comes from this fucking bad boy. This thing is. Fan dabby dozy. Even got look at that picture of that ass blaster. That's fucking cool, man. Like, I know you're like, but reading and words, that's so hard. Yeah, but like, if they can get these kinds of pictures, you know that the reading is worthwhile. You know it's worth it then, folks. So fucking learn how to read and go get Jonathan Melville's Tremors Guide. It's the official guide. I don't give a shit if it's the unofficial guide. Once Octavio Lopez San Juan comes out with his guide, we should just put these two books together, and they're both the official guide. Because it's not like Universal is gonna fucking put out the same fucking thing, man. Like, ooh, hold on. Are we back on the call? Oh no, I think I lost them for good. Oh no. That's cool. We'll see what we do here. I want to see what ends up happening. If we end up having to stop, we'll come back later on and do it. We'll do a 2-parter. It'll be our first real 2-part episode. But I'm going to see if I can't give them a call here too again. I just had them. So let's do a little bit of this. And yeah, we'll find it out here. See what happens. So there's that. Buy the Tremors guide. Ooh. And buy. I think we lost him for good. Hold on. We're going to do a little stoppage because that's fucking annoying. Hold on. I'm going to finish out because I got to finish out here. Tucker's Monster. This is basically if like the 2 halves of Steve S.S. Wilson decided to go on an adventure to find dinosaurs. Like, it's like, God, I don't know how to, like, you know, Baby of the Lost Monster. Shit, god damn it. Legend of the Baby of the Lost Monster. That movie with Sean Astin. Or no, Jesus Christ. No, I was going to say Sean Young. That's what I'm thinking of. But no, this is great. And like, and what I love about it is that it's super detailed in terms of zoology and the way it's like reading a field guide. Yeah. Because Whitney, the main character in this, is a zoologist, and it's like reading a field guide to like actually finding a monster, and it's really good. I do love this too. That's actually Steve and his wife Michelle on the front cover there. Just adorable. So, you know, from the writer of Short Circuit and Tremors, read that. I'm going to double check here because I just got a message from them. I'm not great with messages. Where's the messages? Thank you for listening to the podcast and taking your time and not being pissed off about this. So, that's okay. I get you. Let me finish up. I'm gonna keep going. And on that same note too, Puppets and People by Steve S.S. Wilson. This is the coolest fucking thing in the world. That I actually have a copy of this $600 book that says, from Steve S.S. Wilson, Levi, how did you find this? I found it because I care. And I was looking and I was searching. And seriously, so this is like, if you know Ray Harryhausen and stuff, like that's like, if you want to learn how to make stop motion, animation as it's called, this fucking book, go spend, like, you can maybe find this cheaper than $100. I was able to find it for 40. Shit. I think I found it for 50 and I ended up paying like something enough to make it 60 in shipping. But worth it, man. This is a book that will stand the test of time and that you're going to have later on and be able to fucking just camp on and be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, do you have this book? No, you do not. You're a little bitch. Get out of here. I do not care. Buy it. My creator bought it. He created it. My creator created it. Please buy it. I need you to buy it. What else we got here? I'm finishing up. You're like, I don't want to listen anymore. Oh, this is boring. I kind of miss Hannah and Brett. I really do. I like talking to you guys. That was a good. I do have to, like, that's like, I'm kind of sad. Like, that was. We're gonna do it. No. Like, don't you fucking like think that we're done. We're gonna not do it. Like, because we're gonna do it. Like, we're gonna finish it. It's gonna happen. Hold on. Nope. It's not happening. Nah, he just called, but it's not. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Like I said, I'm going to try to, I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to just take out the beginning, and I'm going to leave it at the end. And that's how we're doing it. I do not give a shit. Because it's good. I don't know. This is insane. What other podcast has this where you're like, oh shit, everything just fucking fucked up. What are we going to do? We're just going to keep going, man. We're just going to keep going. some other things. I always like to, if we're going to do this, we're going to do some news, some other things. I'm really sad right now. And this is why I was asking that superfan stalker question at the beginning. I'm really sad because I've been emailing Steve, and like his dad died recently. His dad died August 2nd. And if you know Bob Wilson is the reason that we have the extensive amount of behind the scenes footage. Go to Steve S.S. Wilson. Oh, is that me? Is that me talking? That's me talking. Go to Steve S.S. Wilson's page on YouTube. It's underneath the umbrella Real Deal Productions, which is what him and his wife Michelle, that's the operating branch that they run under. Go check this out, because it is it's up to, I think we're up to 23 or 24 episodes of Lost Tapes, which was Bob just filming everything because he loved his son so much. But I'm really sad. I keep getting sidetracked, but I'm really sad lately because Steve's dad died. He's not in a great place because of that. And now I think that Steve's mom is suffering from a little broken heart syndrome because Steve just told me that she's not doing good either. And that's why I said the super fan stalker question, because I'm like emailing Steve, and I was actually talking to him. They have a couple new scripts actually. The one that I was able to see, Blank Slate, out in Chicago. I got to go to that reading. That was absolutely phenomenal, and I was emailing him some notes, and we were going back and forth on how to fix that the climax of it, and he literally messaged me and was like, "Oh yeah, no, my mom's dying too, so I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you." I was like, "Oh my God, please!" What always strikes me about Steve is that he's constantly. Oh, I don't think you can hear us. Hold on, I cannot. Can you hear me? Because I might. Maybe if I back out of Discord, although that never really fucking works. It's where I'm just like, Discord works for some people and some that it doesn't. Like, I was able to do it with Paige. That was perfectly fine. I was able to do it with Kevin, and that was fine. No, hold on. Who else did I do it with? No shit. What was the one? Were we on Twitter Spaces when I did that one with Keegan? Maybe. Actually, maybe that's how we gotta do it in the end. I don't know. I'll fucking figure it out. Hold on. Hold on. I wonder if I can start a Twitter Spaces. Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to say I felt really bad that, currently Steve's family is fucking dying, and it's really kind of making me sad. Hold on. I wonder, can I start a Spaces? Hold on. I wonder if Brett has the Twitters. Hold on, hold on. Let's see if... Do you want to try a Twitter Space? And maybe we're back.
One more time.
Oh, fuck! I heard you!
Hey, can you hear us?
I can't!
Damn it, we can't hear you.
Oh, no.
Okay, let me try to fix that.
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. I can hear...
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? I can hear you fine.
Damn it.
I have another idea. It's okay, man. It's okay. You're good.
Yeah, this isn't...
No, Brett. Like I said, you're going to be listening back to this. It's okay, man. It's all good. I have an idea. Let's see if I
Not
can...
a damn thing.
Nothing. I have an idea. I was just about to send this to you. Hold on. Let's see. Wanna try a Twitter space? Yep, hold on. Actually, I wonder if Twitter Spaces is happening right now. Oh my god, it is. Oh wait, nope. Okay, now the Twitter Space is on. All right. Oh, hold on. This might work. Here, folks. Okay. Let's see. I'll wait. Yeah. All right. Nope. He's gonna try. We're gonna see if this doesn't work. It might just be mics, man. Like that's always a problem. Fucking insane. But yeah. God, really, every time I talk about Steve, I just want to talk about how much I hate Glenn, and that's just really not what I'm into. But also, it's like, I just feel really bad for Steve lately. Imagine losing everything as a person, like building something from the ground up and then trying to make something new again. And that's kind of like, Steve was telling me that, like, Brent hasn't even listened to the recordings yet of that Steve made of that night. So like, god damn, that sucks. Like, where was I just had the Twitter space? Where'd that go? All right, so I'm in here. Yeah. Okay, that worked. I'm not going to share this, Twitter people. Please forgive me. I was trying to do this with a singular person. Well, two people. And, I really I'm trying to get Hannah out of her shell there a little bit. And I think I'm doing a good job. I actually like listening to her inputs a little bit more than yours, Brett. I'm sorry. It's just a matter of, I think we have a similar mindset, Brett. So that when I can get something different, that's even better. That's actually one of my biggest things of, if we can't do this, I really want to talk to Hannah about the feminine perspective of Tremors. And I personally think that we need to start adding that into it more. And it's just should we do something with Tremors that's like what Russell T did with Doctor Who, in terms of we're going to restart this and add some more of that romance love things to it, which would be that's my bread and butter. Please bring that on, I say. Okay, so I sent the Twitter spaces. Let's double check. Maybe they're hold on, I'm gonna let him know that I'm there. I'm here, so pop in whenever. And again, I'm not gonna cut this, you two. And if I do, we'll cut as an end, and then we'll start again, which I just might do. But I really want Brett and Hannah to know that I appreciate you guys a lot. You made me feel not crazy by having your own podcast about Tremors. It's really important. I think it's cooler than people think. I'm into that. It's great. Really. I swear I was I just went on that rant about Tremors 7, and I do, Brett. I want you to interject in terms of no, this is why I think that Tremors 7 is a masterpiece. And just be oh my god, fucking take me through this shit, man. I'm in. Let's do this. Fuck yeah. Now I'm looking around. I'm like I said, I was talking about Steve. And I do want people to know that Stampede Entertainment has not died. Those 4 people are still punching and kicking and rocking their asses. So, don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. Hashtag restore the Tremors saga with Stampede Entertainment. Fucking do it. Oh, oh my god, there's a legitimate thing that I can actually tell you people about. This is something I'm doing. Me personally, I'm making my own Tremors movie. Like, and I gotta tell you, I am super duper fucking excited. We filmed the majority of it last week, and then we did some reshoots yesterday, and then we did another reshoot today. It was funny. We had to reshoot it first to get some effect shots right. Actually, hold on. Where was it? There was some things where there was a graboid taking something from off screen, and originally I just had it with my hand and we were kind of framing it, but then I was like, oh wait, got old Stumpy. Oh my god, it's fucking so yeah, this is cool. And then I also added a dance routine into it. You're like, you added a dance routine to Tremors. What the fuck is wrong with you? And you know what, folks? When you see it, you're gonna fucking love it. It's insane. It's bonkers, but it is so Tremors that you're just like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Oop. Brett's messaging me back when you see the bubbles. Oh, man. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so I've got a new Tremors short coming out. It's not a short. It's actually about 20 minutes long. But I had Caitlin watch it even too, and she was actually filming. She produced and directed it. So she filmed it, and I had her watch a rough cut this morning. And the biggest compliment, she didn't skip through it. And it held her attention. And she was filming it, so she knew all of it happening anyway. So I plan on coming out with that on Halloween. That's my big release date. I'm finding out now that trying to edit sound is the hardest thing. Edit the sound around it is a fucking pain in my ass. The video is great, but sound. Folks, sound editing. It's a lot more important than you realize, right? It's a good thing. We better do this. Isn't that right, Stumpy? Yes! So it's adorable. I love it. I'm going to let Brett know. It seems like it's still not working. So I'm going to let Brett know. It's okay if it doesn't work. Zoom. So now he wants to do Zoom. By the way, folks, Zoom doesn't work. Zoom has a time limit these days. We'll just come back, you know. We can just redo it a little later. I literally have to say what I'm texting out loud. I'm actually keeping all of this. This is adorable. It's fantastic. I've just been talking about what I'm doing the whole time. Brett's gonna be like, what? Yeah, man, I was. And again, it's gonna be cool. So to end, like I said, I'm making a Tremors short. It's called Tremors Far Afield. I'm super duper excited about it. I'll see about having the Tremors Saga put out some clips of it. I might work up a teaser because Halloween's a little ways away. But I get it. So we're going to end it tonight. We're going to end it there. At least we're going to have a little bit. And then we will come back. There will be a part 2 of this. Weirdly enough, it seems like we got a whole bunch of the weird-ass questions out of the way. And the next time we'll just only talk about Trevor. Whatever. I have some thank yous that I want to do. There's actually one big thank you that I didn't get to last week, and I got to thank my friend at the Cult of Odd, just the Cult of Odd. The Cult of Odd, folks, is a great podcast with a great host. I'm never sure if I'm allowed to say their name, but seriously, that person is fantastic, and I have to give them all the kudos in the world for just being a great friend. Ooh, excuse me. Being a great friend, being a great person. Thank you, absolutely so much. They actually have a Bigfoot documentary on their page right now that I highly, highly, highly recommend everyone work on because it's a concept episode, and they're already at 11,000 views and just climbing. and it's actually one of their most viewed videos right now. Just Cultivate as a podcast, as a video channel. I think he has a TikTok too. Please go check them out. The Sons and Shadows boys, man, Kevin and Jeff. Where's my? Hello, Mr. Jeffrey. Currently, right now, at the Sons and Shadows podcast, they're doing a lot more content. Content of an original variety. Content that people like you would like to see. They've done War of the Worlds from Orson Welles, Space Invaders, and, I believe, up next, they're doing The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. It's going to be fantastic. All of podcast land will be liberated from their fear. They also have a She-Hulk after show. Actually, I love that one. Go watch it, because they're not a bunch of misogynist jerks. No. They give art its fair shake. A good old urinal shake. Wag that penis, sir. Seriously, Jeff and Kevin and Will, thank you. You guys are dope and awesome. There's a few people on Twitter that I gotta thank that have been awesome lately. Edwin Bank, Conan Howard the Sumerian, Louis Ramirez, Charlie Shitbox, I hope that's right, and then Alicia Pearson. Like, thank you guys for reaching out and being good people in general. Listening to this podcast, that goes a long way, a lot more than you think it does, and I appreciate every single one of you, every single second. Thank you. Just, like, I know, because Louis is always like, what did I do? Dude, sometimes just being there is enough. It's fine. And, oh my God. No, I'm not going to cut it. Yeah, no. Okay, just feel free to cut it all up. Not gonna cut shit. Smiley faces. But thank you, Twitter folks. Like, seriously, I don't use Twitter that much, but I really appreciate the people that are there for me when I do use it. Thank you. Ooh, Matt Wilson. I know he's not listening, but I do have to give a huge shout out to Matt. I know that him and his dad and his family are dealing with a lot right now, and I really, like, he's been reaching out. He's been really kind to me in terms of when I put up the blank slate footage. Just really a great dude. And I do love, too, and this is my, like, suck it for, like, everybody else that has, like, a Kevin Bacon autograph or a Michael Gross autograph. I have a Matt Wilson autograph as my first autograph in the Tremors Seeking Perfection book. I didn't even ask Steve. Well, I didn't want to ask Steve, because it's just like, this shit is just a sad reminder. But it's like, hey, Matt, you were a part of this. You want a piece of it? Because he was. Matt was in Tremors 3, Tremors 4, and then in the background of Tremors 1, he's just a little kid. Not in the movie, in the behind the scenes that Bob filmed. Matt is all back there. And then weirdly, this is not weird, but this is me being a stalker. Then I found out Steve had another kid, Casey. I shouldn't have said her name. It's too late. Casey Wilson. I know her. I'm gonna stop there because I know her actual last name now. But yeah, just like, Steve Wilson, that guy fucks. That's where that is Tremors queer. Steve Wilson, that dude's into everything. He's cool. He may seem like a little nerdy old dude, but he's pretty cool. And I was just gonna say, we all know the next part of that I'm gonna say. He can go fuck himself too. And then there's another guy, Kevin Costello. He was actually at the reading too, and another person that when I found out there was something happening, like, we were talking to each other before the reading, and I even was telling him, because he's like, oh, no one will show up, and I was like, what? You know what? Two people, because me and Caitlin, 2 people will show up, and we'll be the most enthusiastic 2-person crowd you've ever seen. And I gotta thank you, Kevin Costello. It's actually his birthday today too. So, and Brett just said, "I'm willing to bet there's a lot of us yelling Turst." No, there's nothing. We didn't hear shit, so you guys are fine. And yeah, so Kevin Costello, I really do think in the blank slate reading that he did, like he gets first dibs on that Zach character. Like that was just such a good thing. And if you want me to send you the blank slate footage link, I'm not allowed to share it publicly, but I would happily share it to you in a private message. If you're into that, if you would like to see the newest script from Stampede Entertainment with a bunch of railroads and trains and jazz bands in the background playing, but I cranked the fucking edit button and I made the footage really loud, you can actually play it on your TV and it literally tracks perfectly fine. You'll get everything that you need to know. I've listened to it 5 times already because I'm fucking weird. I had to do it. If I was going to give Steve notes, I had to listen to it a lot. So, but I will send you that footage. If you're into it and you're watching this podcast, reach out to me, Levi Dylan Burzloff, or Megan Smiles at many different outlets, not on Reddit, and like do that. I would love for that. And on that note too, everybody please start sharing Tremors stuff to Reddit. Like I cannot do it. I have been banned from Reddit. I was on Reddit for 10 fucking years. And because I was talking about Tremors, I got banned. Because Universal has its claws in the R movies. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, Universal has goons, is my best way to put that, has goons in R movies. And I'm pretty sure they've got some folks in R videos, too. So, like, if you want to share shit to Reddit, if you see anything, news articles, graboid butt plugs, memes, this podcast even, please share it to Reddit. That includes you too, Phil Riker. Fucking do it, man. Just fucking do it. What are you going to do? Suck it. But you should all share it because you'll get a bunch of internet points too. I didn't give a shit about the internet points. I was just trying to tell people about Stampede Entertainment. But it would just mean the world to me if you could go out there and share anything Tremors, anything, any subreddit. It does not matter. You're gonna get a lot of love. You're gonna get a lot of karma for it. Just go do it. It's a good time. So please, thank you. Please share Tremors stuff to Reddit. Please and thank you. And then, as always, is my last couple final ones. I gotta thank the Stampede Entertainment. Thank you, Brent, Nancy, Ron, and Steve. There's none of this without you guys. When I made my new Tremors short, you guys are the last names in the credits, dedicated to Brent, Nancy, Ron, and Steve. Because there's none of this. There's none of this without you guys, and it's thank you so much. I gotta thank too the folks of the Tremor Saga on Twitter, on Facebook. They're on TikTok too. I think they're a British person. British or Indian? That's actually my closest guest anymore. British it's either British, Canadian, or Indian. That's because they keep using the U, the favorite, and the color. So I'm always that's. But I gotta thank you guys. Thank you for asking me to start a podcast and doing all this. I'm just a weirdo, just having fun with Tremors, just sharing my knowledge everywhere that I can because that's how we make the world better. And then finally, I gotta thank you, Caitlin Marie Lutt Burzloff. She's downstairs right now. She's watching Ted Lasso. Listen, folks, I like to think, maybe just a little bit of belief. Believe in yourself, because that's the place to start. And I said, hey, it's a wonderful time to talk Tremors today. And thank you, Caitlin. Thank you so much. We've been watching Gilmore Girls too, and if you're out on your own, feeling lonely and so cold, all you have to do is call my name and I'll be there on that next train. When you need, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. So thank you, Caitlin, 'cause I'll follow where you lead me. She's the best. I love her. And I want to end, because we're going to do that. Thank you to Hannah and Brett Jeffries of Podcasting to Perfection and the How Do You Do podcast. I highly recommend both. They're only on the second episode of Podcasting to Perfection. So you'll probably get to the end of that and you're like, I want some more of these guys. Go listen to How Do You Do. It's a great, goddamn great podcast. I keep getting caught up into it. I know it was research, but I just got sucked into it. But yeah, thank you, Brett and Hannah. We will come back. We will do this again. And this time we will not fuck it up. Or our fuck ups will be a little easier to manage. And we'll get through that. So I'm trying to, like, how would how do I end this in a way that gives tribute to my guests? Because I always like to leave on my guests. I got it. So hold on. This is gonna be good. Okay. People of perfection, I only have one question to ask all of you. How do you make them titties fart?